So the city officials are here. They have all the documentation that we've been sending back and forth. And the surveyors have come out. So, as I've surveyed and everything else, we'll buy off on from where this line is. Wow, we'll step straight back, which probably goes pretty much right through the middle of where that fence is. That is the dividing line. So this is considered your property. Okay. So you have a legal right to go ahead.
On your right, partner.
And upgrade your property, put your wall in, put your fence in, or whatever it is that you're going to do. Because her car is technically on your property, you have a right to have that towed. Okay, what you would be doing is you would just call a tow company, you're going to sign that this car is on your property.
Morning.
You want to have it removed. Morning. Okay, that would be on you. Okay. Also, again, her property is on, her shed and stuff is on your side of the property. So you can go ahead and move that. Okay. Again, my suggestion, okay, is to have her evicted. You have enough paperwork to say that this is your paper or is your property. You have all the surveyor maps, you have the letters from the city. Okay? If you have her evicted, serve her the paperwork that says that you are on my property, she's being evicted because her property has been out here for so long. She's claiming that this is her property. You can show that it's not. You can then have her evicted. You then have a stamp from the judge. Then instead of you having to forcibly remove her, the sheriffs would be able to assist with that, or we would have documentation that says she is now in violation of that order that says that she is no longer supposed to be on this property. Right now, we're still looking at a civil dispute between the two of them. So you go in and you start moving her property, anything that's broken or damaged, she's going to come back after you for damages and everything else. So, as long as you are aware of all those things.
Yes, I'm
okay?
aware.
All right.
Either way, I'm just, you know.
Okay. We will not be able to stand by this entire process. Okay, we have an entire city that we need to take care of and all kinds of other things that go on. If she does come out here and she's a problem, pick up the phone and dial 911 and we will come out.
Okay.
Okay? Any other questions or anything else that I can tell you?
Is it going to happen like this before I just don't...
Okay, you know how she has reacted in the past.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, but,
she's gone as far as to yell and scream, stand on the property and cause problems. She's also gone as far as to file a lawsuit or several lawsuits, and she said she's in the middle of another lawsuit.
Yeah.
So you know what's going to happen. You know how this is going to play out. Okay? And again, I'm just suggesting, I can't speak for the city, I can't speak for you, I can't even speak for the neighbors. Just a suggestion that if you have everything signed off by the courts, by the judges, then you have a complete standing and you know exactly where you are. All right?
So what is?
So I'm gonna get it towed.
Okay.
This is my property. I'm gonna get it towed, and then the city will get my service line. I have the service also, and I'm gonna take it from there. I'm gonna remove the fence. That fence doesn't belong to her. That's the city's fence, and they put it.
Okay, it's no longer the city's fence. The city relinquished that to the property owners when they gave you guys the property.
Okay.
So when the city walked away, the fence was here with the understanding that that fence would be taken down along with the wall that was supposed to be built years ago.
Okay.
Okay? Now, there is a survey mark here, the second one.
No, they don't have on the back because they cannot
get in. The fence.
You want to come to see on the back?
Yeah. It was put on back.
Because they cannot go in.
Okay, but there are some survey marks over here.
Because the guy cannot go into the...
Careful.
He cannot go in and then she take a picture and say...
If you want. That's why I stopped.
He noted the location of this with respect to the property line on the map.
Yeah.
There is
5 feet 2 inches go that side.
There you go. So you can measure from this.
Yeah, but this is we cannot go in there.
Well, you know what? You're going to have to get a court order to allow you to go in there. That's all there is to it.
That is a great suggestion. So understand what he's saying is ultimately, the cops aren't going to stop you from doing it because it's a civil issue. He's not going to stop you from doing it because the city has no liability here. our point is if you don't get the eviction process and something goes wrong, the city's gonna go, and we're gonna do the same thing. Hey man, we're just here to enforce the law.
When you have a court order, okay? When you have a court order, that's the order from the judge. It's the equivalent of a law, basically, okay? And when you show that court order to a police officer, the police officer has the ability to enforce that court order.
Until that point, there's nothing, literally, unless it's a fight.
I just want my wife really more understand because we are just sorry to say.
We get that you're out. You're not from here. You're from. You're flying in to take care of this problem. We understand your frustration. We're just pointing out our liability.
If I take her to court.
Okay, all right. I don't know how much. I can't answer that. I'm not an attorney. I don't know how much attorneys charge. That's not my business.
The eviction fee is like $35. It's not much for an eviction fee, but you do have to wait a certain amount of time for them to basically respond and the sheriffs to come out and provide it all.
My wife deal with it. $50,000 to $100,000.
No,
not for an eviction fee.
No.
Oh, an
I think it's a little bit higher.
Is it up now higher? I don't remember last time.
It's just
Please.
I think
It doesn't matter a couple thousand.
in order to file a complaint, it's going to cost you $250. Okay, that's what it costs to file a complaint. $250.
That's why she keep doing it.
Listen,
to me.
listen. Okay, when you file a complaint, she will be. You have to make sure that she is served. Okay, you're going to have to go through that process, whether you serve her yourself or serve her by mail and have somebody else do it. Blah blah blah. Okay, your attorney should be able to tell you how to.
Can you 1 minute, please?
Yes, we'll include the wife. And the only positive on this side is if we come out here and this lady's mad because her car got towed, we're going to do the same thing. Our hands are off on this. We explained to both parties our limitations.
Right. Yeah, you guys are spot right now because somebody's gonna be looking at you to respond, and you'll be like, "Well, wait a minute, we can't do anything."
Completely
But
civil.
I know
Sarge
you- I
is.
know you've done it.
He's done a great job of explaining it to him.
Yeah. Can you explain to her
Okay.
how to evict it?
You need to have court order. Okay. I'm not an attorney.
He's
I'm
trying
a
to push for
surveyor.
the.
To get a court order,
Eviction.
you need to go through your
Make
attorney.
sure they understand that.
Okay. The attorney. Okay. Go use your attorney and explain. Show them the survey. All right. Explain the situation. They already know it, right? Okay. Tell them to file eviction papers. It's going to cost you $250 for them to file the eviction papers. Then they're going to serve her with the eviction papers. She's going to have 5 days to respond to that. Okay? If she doesn't respond in 5 days, you're going to get a default judgment. Okay? If she does respond, then you're going to have to go to court. It's probably going to take about 6 weeks for you to get a court date. Okay? When you go to court, you'll be represented by your attorney. Shouldn't take more than a day. Okay? Because everything's straightforward here. You got all the paperwork. The attorney can go present to the judge. The judge will rule in your favor. He will give you an order, and that order can be presented to any police officer. Okay? Then when you go to have that car moved, because you can give it to these guys. Say, oh yeah, she's on our property, and we have this court order. Now, she's going to have a certain amount of time to evict the property. All right? Maybe 30 days. I'm not sure what it is. Okay? In that time period, she's going to have to move all her stuff. If she doesn't move it and the time period comes to the end, you have the right to call the county sheriff and have him come out here, and it may cost you money to have that stuff removed. You might have to pay somebody to move that stuff. You might have to pay for towing. You might have to pay to get that shed off of there. Okay? But you will have the right through the court order to do that, and the police officer will be here to make sure that it's done safely and in line with the law. Does that make sense? Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. I'm sorry. I don't know how to make it any better, but all I can do is say yes. The points have been marked out here sufficiently to allow you to build the wall according to City of Long Beach permit. It's here. As far as the personal property that goes here, there's nothing any of us can do about it right now unless there's a court order. Okay?
Gentlemen,
Are we good?
We good. Thank you very much
I think it's as clear as we can be.
Thank you very much.
I mean, that's as clear as we could be about it. I mean, we've all said what we had to say.
All right, appreciate you.
That's all.
Thank you.
So go through the eviction
Well, board, she understands exactly what's going on. Everybody knows where they stand.